Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into Ramadan. Now, for Muslims everywhere, it's definitely a month of fasting, but it's so much more than that. It's this time of incredible spiritual renewal, and it's all rooted in one single powerful event.
Right. So most people, when they think of Ramadan, they think of the fasting from sunrise to sunset. And yeah, that's a huge part of it. But the real story, the heart of it all, starts way back in the pages of the Quran. So what is it that makes this time of year so uniquely sacred?
Okay, so let's really dive into that. Let's get into this foundational aspect, its whole identity as the month of revelation. This right here is where the story of Ramadan truly begins.
This verse is the core reason for Ramadan's significance. The scripture itself says this was the month it was sent down, and not just as a book, but as a guidance and a criteria. You know, a kind of moral compass to help people tell right from wrong. And that's for everyone.
So, if this is the month of revelation, how do you observe it? How do you honor it? Well, it's through an active devotion that's so fundamental. It's actually one of the pillars of the Islamic faith.
The fast of Ramadan, which is called Psalm in Arabic, isn't just a suggestion. It's a core pillar of Islam, one of the big five. It holds just as much weight as the declaration of faith, the daily prayers, giving to charity, and making the pilgrimage to Mecca.
So the point here, and this is crucial, is that this isn't just some optional tradition. This practice is absolutely central to a Muslim's faith. It's a direct command, and at the same time, it's a deeply personal act of obedience and devotion.
Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. It's how the entire month is framed as this time for massive personal and spiritual growth. The stage is literally set for you to work on yourself.
There's this well-known saying in Islamic tradition, and it creates such a powerful image. It paints a picture of a spiritually charged atmosphere, an environment where focusing on your own personal virtue isn't just encouraged, it's actually made easier.
And that emphasis on forgiveness, it's huge. It's so strong that the idea of letting the whole month go by without seeking forgiveness is seen as a massive loss. It's basically an open invitation to wipe the slate clean. That spiritual openness also extends to charity. I mean, the Prophet Muhammad's own generosity was described as being like a fast-blowing wind during Ramadan. That's a beautiful image, right? And it inspires this month-long focus on giving back to the community.
And then, of course, there's the virtue that the fast itself is designed to cultivate, patience. That daily act of holding back from food and drink, it's seen as this powerful exercise in self-discipline. It's all about training the soul to endure and to find strength in restraint.
But it's not just about the internal journey, right? Ramadan is also marked by these amplified blessings and some really significant historical events that literally shaped the faith.
So the blessings during Ramadan are just amplified to an incredible degree. Here's a great example. Performing the lesser pilgrimage, the Umrah, during this month is said to give you the exact same spiritual reward as doing the Hajj. You know, the major once-in-a-lifetime pilgrimage. That's amazing.
And historically, this month is massive. Two of the most pivotal victories in early Islamic history, we're talking the foundational Battle of Badr and the huge conquest of Mecca, both happened during Ramadan.
Okay, so all of this, the fasting, the prayer, the charity, it all builds and builds to the spiritual peak of the entire month. We're talking about a single night known as Layla al-Qadr, or the Night of Power. This is it. This is the moment everything has been leading up to.
So, what's the deal with this one night? Why is it considered the most important night of the entire year? What makes it so incredibly special?
Well, the answer is pretty staggering. The Quran itself says that this one single night is better than 1,000 months of worship.
Just let that sink in for a second. 1,000 months. That's more than 83 years. So the spiritual value of what you do on this one night is worth more than all the worship you could do in an entire average lifetime. That's mind-blowing.
So this night, it's found on one of the odd-numbered nights in the last 10 days of Ramadan, and it's believed that this is when the angels actually descend to earth and a person's destiny for the entire next year is decided. You can imagine this makes it a time for some of the most intense prayer and reflection you can possibly do.
So, you see, Ramadan is so much more than just a month of fasting. It's really like a 30-day spiritual boot camp, a time to reconnect with that original revelation and reset your inner compass. The whole point is to carry that renewal through the rest of the year.